Angels honored one of their all-time greats, Garrett Anderson, into their Hall of Fame, and now they hope to take his inspiration and get back on track. Yankees and Angels next. A gorgeous night for baseball here at the Big A. A terrific ceremony on the field honoring Garrett Anderson, one of the Angels' all-time greats, into the Hall of Fame. And the Angels looking to bounce back after an opening series loss to the Yankees last night. Tonight, it is Game 2. As we welcome inside our broadcast booth and back to Angels baseball on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubiza, I'm Victor Rojas. Now, it's obviously one of those things when you honor someone and they enter the Hall of Fame, you like to talk good things about them because very deserving, especially when it comes to Garrett Anderson, a guy you played with and a guy that I spent rookie ball with.
Yeah, one of the all-time greats. You talk about a perfect swing. Garrett Anderson had a perfect swing, a perfect baseball player. Can play some defense, can run the bases, and, of course, swing the bat.
All right, on the field tonight, the Angels making a couple of changes. The one we want to focus in on, of course, is C.J. Cron. Injured right before the All-Star break. He's back today in the lineup.
Yeah, Victor, he would swing the bat exceptionally well. And take a look at our tools of the trade brought to you by Ram Trucks. You're talking about squaring up a baseball on a consistent basis before getting hurt in Baltimore. Up in Boston, I'll tell you, he was hitting the ball, anything down in the strike zone, off-speed pitches. He was using the entire field. And that was the important thing for C.J. Cron, because he had been chasing some pitches earlier in the season out of the strike zone, but centering into some baseballs and then get hit in the hand. That's the thing that set him back. It's a tough time to do that, especially when you think about what he had done in the 11 games leading up to that broken hand there he received in Baltimore. The numbers were absolutely outstanding. .370 batting average with 5 home runs and 19 RBI for C.J. Cron. So he was swinging the bat well. Hopefully he'll get right back into the form of things and drive the ball now.
Yeah, Gooby, the rehab didn't go all that great for C.J. Cron. Hopefully he can contribute. We're just about ready for baseball here at the Big A. Sit back, relax. Going to bring you the lineups and the first pitch when we return. Is the cleanup hitter at shortstop. Starlin Castro, the second baseman. Brian McCann serving as the DH. Aaron Judge, the right fielder. Tyler Austin at first base. And you've got Ronald Torreyes batting ninth and playing third base. As they take on Ricky Nolasco, Gibby, he is making his 4th start as an Angel and still looking for that first W as a Halo.
Yeah, the big thing for me when you look at Ricky Nolasco is his control of his fastball and then finishing off with either his curveball, slider, or split. My go-tos for Ricky to be successful against this Yankee lineup is those low zone strikes. Keep that ball lower part of the strike zone and be aware to make sure you keep the ball in the yard. Curve location, very important for Nolasco.
Check out the defense for the Angels. Nick Buss in left, Mike Trout at center, Cole Calhoun at right. The infield with Jeffrey Martin, Andrelton Simmons on the left side. Gregorio Petit and C.J. Cron on the right, Jet Bandy behind the plate.
And it's good to see C.J. Cron back at first base. .993 fielding percentage this year. That's at 54 starts, 54 last year. 6 errors, .986 fielding percentage. So he was swinging the bat better and playing much better defense at first base.
The Angels did make a couple of moves roster-wise, and we'll talk about those in a second, as Brett Gardner's ready to lead things off. Yankees left fielder comes in batting .263. 7 home runs, 29 RBIs, 15 doubles, 5 triples. The guy I'd like to keep off the bases. Has 13 stolen bases this year. It's the first one's in for a strike.
And he's hit the Angels very well this year. .533 batting average, 8 for 15 for Gardner. And with that speed, he forces you to throw a lot more fastballs if he's on first.
Had the night off last night as Aaron Hicks got the start at left field. And Velasco ahead of the count at 0 balls, 2 strikes. Slow breaking ball to come back into the mound.
There's the ground ball if you'd like that.
That's what you're looking for, right?
Yes. You get that, feel that little slow roller under control. Plenty of time to throw out. Gardner at first base. That's a good sequence, though, by Ricky Velasco, that all 3 pitches located perfectly against Gardner.
So 1 out, nobody off for Ellsbury. 3 hits last night, going 3 for 5 with a couple of runs batted in, one of which was a home run. His 5th home run of the season. .267 batting average. He'll slice the first one foul. The crowd tonight still filing in here.
Hey, great job there on the ceremonies, the GA's induction into the Angels Hall of Fame. Hey, you are quick getting back up here.
I can read well. That's a good thing. Yeah, getting up here, get some help.
Yes.
0-1. A little bit high. 1 ball, 1 strikes. Good to see all the current Angel Hall of Famers down there. Just a ton of people in the dugout before the ceremony started. A lot of reminiscing, especially about that 0-2 championship team. This is hit over to first. Cron will take it himself. 2 down.
Well, sometimes, especially when you come back like C.J. Cron is coming back after being on the disabled list, you'd like to be able to get a ground ball right at you right away. Gets one now. He can just concern himself with what he's going to do at the plate now that he can take that deep breath after that grounder to him.
2 quick outs for Ricky Velasco. Gary Sanchez, the catcher, coming up. Sanchez, 14 games with New York this year. Hitting .389 with 5 home runs and 11 runs batted in for the 23-year-old native of the Dominican Republic. We'll look at a strike. Sanchez at AAA, .282 with 10 home runs and 50 runs batted in 71 games. A couple of these young players that the Yankees certainly like. Judge being one of them. Sanchez, Austin. And while they are 6.5 back in the East, they're 5 back in that second wild card spot. Changed their roster around a little bit, especially with the departures of Andrew Miller and Aroldis Chapman.
Boy, with a swing like that from a young hitter, you have to come right back with that exact same pitch. You can expand the strike zone. A lot of youngsters in this lineup for the Yankees. Got to use that against them.
Slow breaking ball, a little bit high. Give it a count of 2 balls, 2 strikes. Halos with the loss last night now find themselves at 51-71 on the season. 4 games under 500 here at home at 28-32. 2-2. Breaking pitch, and this was out toward left. He went down and got it. Boss back at the wall. 1-0 New York. As Sanchez has hit his 6th in his 15th game.
See, he is extremely strong, but it's a breaking ball that's right in the heart of the plate. Talked about expanding the zone for a young hitter. Well, you don't have to throw it for a strike. That's how strong he is, even fooled on the speed. That's one of those spinners, those breaking balls. Even though the hips have opened up, still able to keep the bat back and clear those hips and drives that one out to left field. How strong he is.
And a lot of Yankee fans in attendance. Heard the roar as that ball sailed over the wall. And this is pulled to right field. Peter Gregorius with a 2-out single.
2-out hits again. It's the one thing that you've been looking of late, especially for Angels starters, is getting those quick outs, even getting ahead of counts, and then all of a sudden allowing a hitter to get back in and get some good swings at a pitch where you should be expanding a zone against them. Gregorius now 11 for 20 versus Nolasco. There's Weave, who pitched last night.
Tough outing, rough outing for Jared last night. Giving up 5 runs at 4 2/3. Two outs, 1 on, and here is Starlin Castro, the second baseman. He pulls this one down the line and off the glove of Marte, and it trickles down the left field line. Gregorius ends up at third base. Castro is in at second with a double.
There's a number of hitters in this Yankee lineup that are extremely aggressive on the first pitch. So as a pitcher, you got to realize that. Try to expand. All speed right down the line and off the glove of Marte. And Castro with 22 doubles on the season now. He's been a hit machine throughout his career, started with the Chicago Cubs. Always a guy that's been extremely aggressive on the first pitch.
Charles Nagy out to pay a visit, his first. And like Seattle, that was just here. The Yankees, as you mentioned, like to swing early in the count of .348 team batting average on the first pitch. The 20 home runs.
And that's not the norm what we've seen over the years with their veteran club with the Yankees. Generally a club that will see a lot of pitches before swinging, kind of like the Boston Red Sox. Although now you see the Boston Red Sox, they're aggressive themselves early in the count.
Brian McCann, the DH. Off speed low. 2 quick outs on the infield off the bats of Gardner and Ellsbury. Then the home run of Sanchez with 2 strikes. Gregorius with a single. And Castro with a double. Double for Castro, his 22nd. Yankees last night 3 for 7 with men in scoring position. Little tapper foul on the season. They've struggled in these scenarios as a team. 228. Joe in his 9th season at the helm.
When Nolasco facing a hitter that's had unbelievable career numbers against him. .323 batting average, but 8 home runs against Ricky Nolasco for McCann.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Now when you see those type of numbers and you know who you're facing, even though it's early in the game, and there's an open base over there, make sure he hits your pitch. You don't have to give in to him, especially those type of power numbers, along with the 8 home runs, 24 RBI.
Backdoor breaking ball misses. 3 balls, 1 strike.
I mean, those numbers are amazing for that power numbers for 65 at bats, 8 home runs. So you don't have to give in. This is certainly a fastball count.
There's a strike. Trying to get into the dugout, down 1-0 and nothing more. It's Aaron Judge on deck, and you can't miss him. All 6-7 of them.
You want him leading off next inning if you can.
Gregorius at third base, Castro at second. 3-2 on the way. Breaking ball, and it's fouled at the plate. "19 pitches so far thrown by Nolasco. Last outing for Ricky was against Seattle here. Took the loss. Gave up 3 runs on 8 hits, 5 1/3. People want to talk about just runs allowed as far as the benchmark for poor performances. He's had 1. That was his very first start as an Angel here at the Big A against Oakland. Gave up 5 runs, 6 hits, 6 innings. I gave up 2 runs against the Cubs at Wrigley. 3-2. This is pulled to the right side, and that is by Gregorio Petit. 1 run is in. Castro being waved in to throw from Calhoun is not in time. 3-0 Yankees as McCann takes second on the throw home.
And for the guy that's got great numbers, power numbers, productive numbers, McCann comes through once again. Now 26 career RBIs against Ricky Nolasco. Got that ground ball in the hole between Crone and Petit. It was split finger fastball. Again, under normal circumstances, he pretty good pitch, but when a hitter has so much success against you when you're on that mound, he seems to hit you even your best to pitch.
There's Aaron Judge. Went around on the breaking ball. McCann with his 47th and 48th runs batted in. Took Nolasco 6 pitches to get the first 2 outs. 15 cents. Three 0 New York. We're in the top of the first. Yankees struck for 1 last night in the first, 1 in the third, and then 3 in the 5th. Picking up the 7-0 victory. Petit wanted to pick off, and Judge will sky this one to center. Playable for Trout. Rough first inning for Ricky Nolasco as the Yankees strike for 3. We'll head to the bottom of the first. 3-0 New York. It was the catcher, Gary Sanchez, that got that 2-out rally started. Let's check out Mike Scioscia's lineup for the Angels. They will have Cole Calhoun leading things off and playing right field. Mike Trout at center, Albert Pujols at DH, Jeffrey Marte at third, Andrelton Simmons the shortstop, C.J. Cron back to the lineup at first base, Jeff Bandy behind the plate, Nick Buss in center, or left, pardon me, and Gregorio Petit batting ninth and playing second base. They are taking on the 24-year-old right-hander, native of Cordoba, Mexico. His name is Luis Cessa.
Cessa's fastball is 91-96, slider, curveball, changeup. My go-tos to be successful against Cessa is make sure you barrel up the fastball. He's given up some home runs this year. He's given up 5 in 18 2/3 innings pitched, and put yourself in favorable counts. See some pitches and look for that fastball and square it up.
First major league start for Cessa. This one misses outside. He's pitching 8 big league games this year, all in relief. 18 and 2/3 innings, 17 hits, 11 strikeouts, and 6 walks, but is 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Cole, a .270 average with 12 home runs and 56 runs batted in. He's batting in the leadoff spot, and Jeffrey Marte is getting to start at third because the Angels placed Yunel Escobar on the 7-day concussion list after fouling that bunt into his face last night. That's one of the roster moves, the other being C.J. Cron. Caleb Cowart, former #1 pick for the Angels, has been recalled, and the Angels have designated for assignment Johnny Giavotella. So Johnny is now in that limbo stage.
Kind of a surprise on that one with Johnny Giavotella. Not hearing anything of those sorts happening with Johnny.
Two. A little bit high, full count. To that 97-mile-per-hour fastball from Sessa. Originally with the New York Mets, signed as a non-drafted free agent in '08. Got traded last year along with Michael Fulmer to the Tigers as part of the Cespedes deal. And they got picked up in the offseason trade, going from Detroit to the Yankees. Fulmer's had one heck of a season for the Tigers. Ground ball right side. That's Starlin Castro to shift. One away. Check out the New York Yankees defensively. They have Gardner, Ellsbury, and Judge in the outfield from left to right. Correas, Gregorios, Castro, and Austin from third to first. Sanchez behind the dish.
And Gregorios at shortstop, making his 112th start this season in that position. Took over, obviously, when Derek Jeter retired. Played 147 games last season. 15 errors so far. Has turned 52 double play. Started off slow defensively last year, but really turned it on. Great arm, great range at short.
Traub will take a strike. Mike at .310 on the year.
You see that pretty good fastball, 97.
That's pretty good leverage right there. First couple of Calhoun seemed to want to force it.
And it's a whole different mindset coming out of the bullpen as compared to starting. You have a little more time to think about what you're going to try to do when you start a game as compared to coming out of the bullpen.
Breaking pitch, and Trout goes down swinging for the second out.
And my Hyundai key for this for this offense to get rolling for sure. A little Jeffrey going call to the heart. Bring that fastball from Sessa to the heart of the plate and then square it up. A tough time last night. Tanaka was on his game. You got to make sure you bring that fastball and breaking ball to the heart of the plate and then do some damage.
That's a young man too that isn't just a bullpen piece, and this is a bullpen game for the Yankees. 15 games at AAA, 14 starts, 6-3 with a 3.03 ERA. They just kind of broke him in through the bullpen. Off speed for a strike to even a count at 1-1. Albert 1 for 4 last night, comes in batting .249.
Just one home run away from tying Mark McGwire on the all-time home run list.
You see him run that fastball into righties, and we saw it running away from Calhoun. He's a guy that kind of falls off a little bit to that first base side.
Yeah, so that drops your wrist and your elbow. It's going to elevate that fastball and run inside against a right-handed batter.
3 balls and a strike.
And hitters so far this year in these counts, 3-1 counts against Sessa, hitting 1,000, 3 for 3 with 2 home runs. So generally, he'll throw the fastball here. You got to be ready for it if you're Albert.
Albert bounces this one weakly to third. And the Halos go down in order. We'll head to the second with the Yankees up 3-0. It's the top of the second. Halos down by the score of 3-0, and it's our pleasure to welcome in the newest Angel Hall of Famer, Garrett Anderson. What's going on, G? Are you having fun tonight?
Yes, I am. Being pulled in a lot of different directions.
Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine. Fantastic speech, by the way.
Thank you.
I mean, we've gone through this my 7th season with the Angels. We've heard quite a few speeches. That was an inspiring speech, and I can tell it touched you for a moment there that you had to catch yourself.
You know, it's hard for us men to deal with emotions. So, yeah, been going over it in my mind for the last few months, and I put it down on paper yesterday and had it edited and went with it.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Garrett, for all the things said about you, all the hits and everything else, what is the best moment you heard up there? For me, it seems like the world champions of baseball being part of that team back in 2002 and what you did in Game 7.
For me personally, it's just, you know, I was a good teammate, and being a good teammate goes a long way with a lot of people. You know, if you go out and respect your teammates and pull for them and, you know, give them tough love when you have to, it goes a long way. And when you're with a group of guys for 6 months, you develop brothers, and so that was the biggest compliment for me, saying that I was a good teammate.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, it was fun being your teammate. I used to sit there and talk with Rod Carew all day long, and he would just say, that is a perfect swing. And everyone said, when is he going to hit home runs? He says, who cares about home runs? He's an RBI machine. That's all you care about.
Speaking of swings, Gooby, how about the 2002 World Series? This one, of course, the bases clearing double off of Livan Hernandez.
Still goosebumps when you see
that? A little bit, yeah. A little bit, yeah.
I get it up. I get it up.
The story that people don't really know about is, like, why would they throw you a fastball there? The first at bat, he threw me a curveball, and I killed it in the center field. There was a good catch out in the outfield, so I knew he was coming fastball at bat.
Why do you always have to set up pitchers? Why is it that way? Are we your friends?
Why would they throw a fastball? And again, why would Dusty give the game ball to Russ Ortiz before the game was over, too? Error by Andrelton Simmons here. And hopefully CJ's all right. He's just coming off the disabled list with a broken wrist. A little collision there with Torreyes. The Torreyes will reach on the error.
Boy, Simmons, I'm sure you saw him a number of times, GA. What a gifted shortstop. One of the best we've seen in a long, long time. A little bit of a high throw there. Sometimes when you have too much time, it seems to be that's when you make those type of throws.
You know, and a player like him, you expect him to make that play 100 out of 100 times. But when you play every day, sometimes it just happens. But yes, it is fun and exciting. I have my son watching. I said, if you want to watch anybody, watch this guy field and play his position.
Is that the best part right now, is watching your kids? They're at that age where you kind of get into their sports and kind of start guiding them. Because, I mean, the further and further you get away from actually putting on a uniform, I mean, obviously the focus shifts to, one, getting reacquainted with the family on a full-time basis and making sure that they still like you, but kind of get into the kids and the sports.
It's so much fun watching them. I just look forward to just watching them compete. My daughter one of them plays volleyball, and I tell her, you know, I know nothing about volleyball, but I can tell you how to compete and have a good, strong mental mind in competition. And the boy, I just let him play. You know, when he asks questions, we have a good rapport in the car after the game. Once we get home, that's it.
By the way, how difficult is that as a dad now to watch your children? Because you can't do anything about it. You just sit there and watch, because everyone's always looking at you to see what kind of reaction you're going to have.
And I try to keep a blank face no matter what he does. I don't want him thinking, man, my dad's up there. He's killing me up there right now.
You're not giving any signs or anything like that? Hands up?
No, I let him go, and you know
it's
what?
Tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But it's good for them. They have to find their own way.
Gardner reaching on the fielder's choice, Jacoby Ellsbury, 0 for 1. How fun is it to see the guys back together again, especially some of the Euro 2 team members?
It's fun because those opportunities are not going to happen too often. So it was fun to see those guys, and instantly, that when people ask you remember this, those are the times you remember the memories, when you start seeing your teammates and the times that you went through. And obviously, winning the World Series, it's what makes that bond even stronger.
And how about having Percy and Kingfish give a speech for you up there too?
Tim, I could see doing it. Tim likes to talk. Percy, on the other hand, you know, it's kind of like you got to hold your breath. But no, it's you know, I've known Percy so long, so I'm sure he probably didn't want to do it, but he knew he had to do it.
A good speech for Percy.
Yeah, it was.
And head coach too.
Yeah, head coach.
Of the guys of that O team, who would you have thought would Percy be the one at the top of the list and becoming a head coach? No, college.
Not at all. Not by any means. Percy, I can see being a coach. Yeah. Even Fish, but Percy, no. I can see him being the pitching coach saying, just go out there and throw it hard.
Right. just in case.
Oh man. I mean, what guys? I mean, you know, Chili Davis said some really good things about you there. I mean, Chili, you know, we talk about how aggressive some teams are now on that first pitch. He's always been a guy that said, hey, if that first pitch is a fastball, be all over it.
It should be a time that you should, for sure. But yeah, I developed. Chili took me under his wing my first big league camp, and just they put my locker, like I said, between Bo and Chili. I should have been stuffed in a corner somewhere as a rookie, but they had me in between. I was actually looking for my locker on the side where it should have been, and they say, no, it's over there. I'm like, what? So no, from the beginning, it was talking about hitting and just what you're thinking all the time.
1 ball, 2 strikes on Ellsbury with 2 outs. Before we let you go, and I know you're getting pulled every which way, you look out the left field, and you see the letters GA emblazoned on the outfield grass. It's got to be pretty cool.
It was pretty cool, and Eric K sent, I guess, a picture from Instagram, so I saw it on the way to the park today, and I thought it was cool. It's a humbling gesture, that someone would take time to do that for me.
Well, we appreciate it, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
A well-deserved honor. And you've always been a class act, and just loved hanging around you all the time. And congratulations to you and your family.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah, this is just a lot of fun. I mean, just watching you, just the way you played the game. This is such a cool moment for all of us that have known you for such a long period of time. To see that smile on your face and the emotion, like Victor said in your speech.
Yeah, I have it in there. It's tough to get out sometimes, but there are certain situations you just can't hold it back. So you just take a time and pause.
Well, we'll let you go, man, because I know you're busy.
All right.
But thank you so much for stopping by. I know Angel fans sitting at home watching the game appreciate it. Ellsbury's going to line
why not? Bring the GA.
We choreographed this. That's why I was trying to finish talking quickly here so that we can let the play out. All right, that's all for you, big guy.
Thank you.
That was perfect.
You guys have no limits up here.
The Angels trying to answer back as we begin the bottom of the second inning. And our thanks as always to Garrett Anderson, just a great guy. I know he did some pregame, postgame stuff for the Angels a couple of years ago, and I wish he'd get back to doing some of that stuff because he was great.
No question.
Jeffrey Marte, a towering shot on the first pitch from Cessa. Brett Gardner, the left fielder, underneath it. 1 down. Hey, if you have a group of 20 or more interested in experiencing Angels baseball, receive group ticket pricing for as low as $6 per seat by going to angels.com/groups for more info.
Yeah, Garrett was great. His speech was outstanding. You love to see that emotion because he played so many games. He played almost every game every year, it seemed to be. Mike Scioscia never had to worry about left field. It's going to be GA playing every single night. And when all of his teammates said the same thing, with a guy on base, he was the guy we wanted up there to drive him home.
Oh, 1 count on Andrelton. 272 average, a home run and 25 RBIs. Halos had a total of 6 hits last night. Yankees with 15. 1-2. No damage coming across in the top of the second on the error by Andrelton. Ground ball back to the mound. Sessa has it. 2 down.
And now it's time for In the Driver's Seat, brought to you by Kia. Speaking of Garrett Anderson, and what a career he had wearing that Angel uniform. Second in the majors with 1,335 hits over a 7-year period from 97 through 2002. First in the majors at that point, Derek Jeter with 1,351. He was a hit machine. Also, almost 9 years ago, today will be tomorrow, had 10 RBI in a game versus the Yankees. That's a pretty good game.
No doubt. C.J. Cron taking a strike. First big league game for C.J. since July the 8th, when he was hit by a pitch in Baltimore right before the All-Star break.
10 RBI in a game. You have 10 RBI in a week, you're going to be player of the week.
Yeah. He didn't want to waste it all spreading it out across the week. Just take home the honor one day. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cron at 278 with 11 home runs and 50 runs batted in. We'll say this, they had the pleasure. He got drafted in the 4th round in 1990. He went to Mesa, Arizona for rookie ball. I was there, and you just knew right away. First of all, he was quiet, like he said, self-admitted, but just the sweetest swing. And the way he ran after a baseball, he just glided through the outfield grass. And at that point, he was playing center field before going up to Boise. Man, you just knew he was going to be a special player.
You know, growing up in Philly, watching Gary Maddox out in center field, the way he would go after a baseball. They just kind of glide. They call him Greyhound because he just was so smooth going after a baseball. GA same way. Everyone's like, is he getting there?
Yeah.
Well,
he was Cadillac.
He was getting there. Yeah.
Cron fouling it off. Nice play in the first row. The count remains at 2-2.
Now you bring the glove, the smile, getting some high fives.
Full count. See Sanchez trying to tell Sessa not to overthrow that fastball. It's got enough giddy up as it is.
Yeah, 97's just as good as 98.
Breaking ball, got him looking. That's 6 up, 6 down for the Angels against Luis Sessa, his first major league start. We'll head to the 3rd. Yankees on top.
Chris was light. For the down year for the Angels, on pace for 94 losses this year. Most ever is 95. One of two current teams that has never had a 100-loss season. The only other, Colorado Rockies. Think about how long the Angels have been in existence since 1961. Have avoided that mark. Trying to be able to play a little bit more consistent baseball behind early here, but got to put up a 0 for Ricky Nolasco to keep this one close. Let Mike Trout and the offense get back in this game.
Sanchez, Gregorius, and Castro, those are the guys that got it started for New York in the first inning. Breaking ball for a strike. Sanchez homering, 6th of the year, 12th RBI, and I say of the year. This is his 15th major league game. He's 11 for his last 15. Upstairs.
He has that high leg kick. He's trying to get that foot down to be able to clear to the hips and have a good swing path. Or similar when we think of Mike Trout with that high leg kick he has for his timing mechanism.
On the corner, 1-2. Velasco last inning picked up a strikeout, his first of the game. But gave up 4 straight 2-out hits. Beach ball out on the warning track.
Last time up for Sanchez against Nolasco back in the first inning. Talked about that home run. You see the location. Jeff Bandy wanted this break a ball away, and it ends up being middle part of the plate and down. Mislocation, and with the power that Sanchez has, that's the result you're going to get. Even though he's fooled just a bit, he's able to keep the bat back and hits it out the left. Mislocation by Nolasco.
One-two, just off the corner. Nolasco wanted it. Evens a count of 2 balls, 2 strikes. Three infielders on the left side with Sanchez at the plate. Got him with the breaking ball. Down he goes, 1 away.
Now this is a located break a ball, perfect spot, exactly where Bandy wanted it, and he gets it delivered right there with that good speed on that 82-mile-an-hour breaking ball.
Didi Gregorius, a single to right field, his first AB. Lifts this one. Down a left field line. Jeffrey Marte into foul territory. Can't come up with it. Nick Buss wasn't there either. Long run for Marte and a tough play for the third baseman.
Always difficult going back on a baseball at third baseman. Over the shoulder. Trying to track the baseball, trying to find where that warning track is, still looking around for it. Then has to turn his back around. That's one of those places, a left fielder, you come in, you just try to call him off. If you can get to that baseball, easier play for an outfielder coming in as compared to an infielder going out.
Yeah, it almost looked like Nick was kind of conceding the fact because Marte had gotten to that point that he was going to get there and catch it, but it looked like Nick could have just kept on going as this one's bounced slowly foul up the first base line. 0-2.
He goes, anytime coming in on the baseball as an outfielder, much easier to be able to track the baseball. If you're going back as an infielder, you're trying to get to a spot and still trying to find the baseball and then look over your shoulder. Especially when you got a guy at the plate with great numbers against your pitcher on the mound. You want to get him out as quick as possible without any damage.
1-2.
Reaching those numbers, 11 for 20 for Gregorius against Nolasco.
It's the second start Nolasco's had against the Yankees this year. As a member of the Twins faced him at Target Field on June the 18th. Threw the ball well, even though he got a no decision. 7 innings, 8 hits, 2 runs, 5 strikeouts, and no walks. And down goes Gregorius. Back-to-back strikeouts for Ricky Nolasco, 2 down.
Second baseman, number 14, Starlin.
Take a look at our Carl's Cam replay. Not only the last at bat, slider, this time a curveball to get a swing and miss. That was at 73-mile-an-hour curveball. Gregorius pulled off the baseball, could not make contact. Well-located curveball. Talked about as far as go-tos in this game for Nolasco to be successful. Curveball location, very important. That was located perfectly.
Outside. Starlin Castro pulled a double down the left field line in his first AB. 22nd double of the year, and he scored on the McCann single. Two balls, no strikes. Ricky trying for his first 1-2-3 inning. Chopper left side. That's to Simmons. 1-2-3 go the Yankees. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Halos looking for their first base runner of the game. Down 3-0. Sports brought to you by AutoNation.com and powered by AutoNation Toyota Buena Park. It's the bottom of the third. Halos trail at 3-0. It'll be Bandy, Buss, and Petit coming up for the Angels. Luis Cessa, 24-year-old native of Mexico, has faced 6. He's retired all 6 with a couple of strikeouts. This being his first big league start. 9th major league game as that first one almost hits Bandy.
Looked like a curveball he overthrew.
His delivery, his windup reminds me of somebody. See if it eventually come through and see if you agree with me. Good breaking ball. Bandy 1 for 3 last night. Comes in batting .266 with 8 home runs.
Boy, a lot more relaxed after getting that first batter of the game out. Cole Calhoun. He will throw some pitches out of the strike zone just but because of the fact he falls towards that first base side of the pitching mound on occasion. So it's very difficult to repeat your mechanics when you fall off like that on a consistent basis. Pretty good feel for his slider and his curveball and changeup to go along with 96, 97, 98 with the fastball.
And Bandy goes down swinging. 3rd strikeout of the night for Cessa. Here comes Nick Buss. You get your red on this summer and create memories with the family. Angels baseball, great family fun for everyone. For only $44, get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 soft drinks with the Friends and Family Fun Pack. Just go to angels.com/funpack for more info.
Where a real good pace all of a sudden Sessa's fallen into right now. Comfortable, aggressive.
Bus slices it foul. 0-2 count.
Especially when you could throw a breaking pitch for a first pitch strike. You see that swing from Bus, who's hit the ball very well since his recall late on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
Not a tall guy, 6 feet, but stocky, strong. Uses his legs quite a bit. Leverage. 1-2. Off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He wastes 0 time in between pitches. Sanchez, Sessa had a game plan coming into this game, and they're not deviating from that at all. They're ready to go right away.
Clearly familiar with each other from pitching and catching at AAA as Bus rolls it foul. Still a 2 balls, 2 strikes. Yankees 10-7 in the month of August. A lot of long balls, especially of late for them, including one tonight. Bus fouls it back.
Well, it's got to be a nice comfort zone for Sessa here, getting his first start, but being familiar with his catcher behind the plate. He's caught some of those starts he had down in AAA. So you know the routine. You know sometimes the catcher, there's a certain word or even some kind of gesture you can say to a pitcher to just get him right back on track quickly, especially if you've seen him before. It's harder as a veteran catcher, say if McCann's catching him, to know exactly all his tendencies of what to be able to get him back on track if he starts to drift a little bit, especially because you can see his mechanics on occasion. That front shoulder flies open.
Bus shoots one toward second base. Castro has it to the backhand. 2 down.
Well, you can see that range for Castro at second base. He was a shortstop for the majority of his career with the Chicago Cubs, so he has shortstop range playing second base. Able to track that one down and a strong throwing arm to be able to get Bus at first base. A little tricky hop, still plenty of time to get there. Throws out Bus.
Eight up, 8 down. Here's Gregorio Petit, starting second baseman. Takes down and away. Gregorio is hitting .265 with a couple of home runs, 12 doubles, 15 RBIs. 68th game for Petit. Chopper foul. Gregorio last year 20 games with the Yankees. Ended up going 7 for 42. He lines this one to center field, and there's the first base run of the game for the Angels. A 2-out single here in the third.
Elevated fastball, middle part of the plate. Petit uses the middle of the field. Talked about bringing that pitch to the heart of the plate, and that's exactly what Petit was able to do. Rewarded with the base hit.
Back to the top of the order now with Cole coming up. Cole grounded out to lead off the bottom of the first. Cued toward the left side of the infield, and Gregorius with a diving stop. That's an infield base hit. Hey, whatever works.
Especially with that modified shift on. It looks like a line drive. A little slider. It goes straight down. Went with the pitch and had that little spin on the baseball also. And it goes away from Gregorius because he's playing towards the middle with the shift on against Cole Calhoun. We see a lot of teams in the infield putting the shift on against Cole. Gets a base hit and a field hit. Boy, perfect time for Mike Trout to come to the plate here. When you look at the numbers and the amount of games played at the exact same point in their careers, Mike Trout, Mickey Mantle, batting average almost exactly the same. Home runs, hits, on-base percentage, slugging percentage through 773 games. The two, they often are compared to each other, and now you can see why. Those numbers, incredibly similar.
Trout fouls it back. Mike went down swinging in the first. Jumped on that first pitch fastball. Two on, two outs. 1-1. It's a lively crowd on this Saturday night. Two balls, one strike.
And get into one of those counts where you're going to force Sessa to throw Trout a fastball. Even though Trout has great numbers against breaking balls this year, 328 batting average versus breaking balls. Love to see him get a fastball right here.
Two one. Goes to the breaking ball. He chops it to short. Gregorius is going over to first base. And the retired Trout. The Angels get their first two hits of the night, but nothing more as we head to the fourth with New York on top.
Sports West is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com.
Yankees up 3-0 as we start the fourth on this beautiful night. Night in which the Angels organization inducted Garrett Anderson into their Hall of Fame. Yankees kind of spoiled that party in the first with 3 runs, all coming with 2 outs. McCann, big 2 RBI single, draws a strike here to start the fourth.
Speaking of special nights, we'll take a look at this pitch right here for Velasco against McCann on this induction night for Garrett Anderson in the Angels Hall of Fame. Another great Angel player over the years, Mark Langston, his birthday today. Teammate of Garrett Anderson. There he is with a smile. He's like, move on, move on. 179 career wins for Langer.
Chopper over to Chrome. He'll take it himself. One down.
Right fielder, number 99.
Five in a row retired by Nolasco. It's the fielder's choice. Gardner hit into the second. There's Aaron Judge. Towering shot to center field in his first AB. Seventh game. 7 for 23 coming into tonight. Now 7 for 24 with a couple of home runs. 4 RBIs. Listed at 6'7", 275.
That is a big man at the plate right there.
Linden, California. Linden High School at Fresno State. First round pick in 2013. It's like a Billy Ashley type.
Yeah. Remember all the years we used to hear about Frank Howard, how big he was? He was, what, 6'7", 6'8"?
In those days, that was considered ginormous.
Yeah. He's like the 8th wonder of the world, everyone used to say.
Yeah, there was the Astrodome and then Frank Howard.
Yes. Gigantic, and he can hit a ball like 1,000 miles.
3-1. Full count.
Boy, it's great to see the amount of great young players coming into our game right now. Talented players. Both leagues, both the American League and the National League.
Judge at AAA had 19 home runs, 65 RBIs. At 270 this year for getting called up. Roster spots available after Miller Chapman trades. Teixeira retiring. Alex Rodriguez no longer with the Yankees as Judge goes down swinging for the second out.
Yeah, the changes needed for the Yankees. High fastball here. Good velo on this one here from Nolasco. Climbs the ladder. Very difficult to catch up to, especially when the number of pitches in the lower part of the zone throughout that at bat.
2 outs, nobody on, and Tyler Austin up. That's the 4th strikeout for Nolasco. No walks. Ground ball left side. Simmons has it. And the 1-2-3 inning for Ricky. Right at the bottom of the 4th. Halos down 3-0. tomorrow with a red-hot Western Conference rivalry. Don't miss it as Clint Dempsey and the Sounders collide with Diego Valeri and the Portland Timbers tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Pacific on FS1, or watch it live on Fox Sports Go. Angels and the Yankees will wrap up the series tomorrow, and then the Angels back out on the road. They have an off day in Toronto on Monday. The Blue Jays for 3. Then off to Detroit to play the Tigers for 3.
It'll be the first time we've seen the Blue Jays.
Yeah, they'll come here in September. Come back for that road trip. We're into September already. Ball and a strike on Albert.
Boy, for a guy that's allowed 5 home runs and 18 2/3 innings pitched coming into this game, he hasn't missed location a whole lot. He's pitched inside, he's going back outside, changed speeds very well, Sessa has.
Is that a product, though, of the guy that's starting at AAA, and then all of a sudden they put him in the bullpen, and it's a different mindset, getting ready and everything? This was lifted out to right. Judge moving over.
You know what really happens when you, a lot of times when you've been a starter and then all of a sudden you're down in the bullpen here in the majors, that phone rings and they say, well, you get ready to get in this game. All of a sudden you're just throwing the baseball and you're not really getting that feel for your off-speed pitches. So you're just rearing back and throwing as hard as you can. And then when they call back down, are you ready? Well, as a young pitcher, I'm ready. You might have only thrown 5 pitches,
right,
but you're going to say you're ready. Well, you can see the difference in him today. He's got a good feel for all his pitches. And that's why, because you're able to work on them down in the bullpen and not have to worry about a time frame to get ready.
Right, as opposed to, usually taking 15, 20 minutes, depending on the individual, to kind of crank it up and
exactly
get stretched out and ready to go. Marte starting third baseman tonight. Fly ball to left. His first AB. Behind in the count of 0-2, and he's been a strike throwing machine so far. 55 pitches. 3 strikeouts, no walks, 2 hits allowed. Marte goes down swinging.
You talk about a well-located fastball. Marte looking away, got a fastball in. And Anderson Simmons coming to the plate. We talked about his up and down season as far as that batting average. First 38 games, batting average just barely over 200. Then he got red hot when he came back from the disabled list. Next 36, nearly 380. And in his last 13, just a 159 batting average. Although lately, though, he's starting to use the entire field.
Andrelton 0 for 1 as he bounced one back to the mound. Takes a strike.
And we showed Sanchez with his higher leg kick, and then you have Simmons as 2 short toe taps before he gets his swing going through the zone.
Joe West says he did not go. Joe will be behind the plate tomorrow's finale.
It's pretty good names right there. Trout, Rivera.
Juan Rivera? Oh, Mario. Never mind. Just messing with you. Ground ball to third. And the Angels down in order. What a big league debut as far as the starter is concerned for Luis Cessa so far. We're through 4. Yankees up 3-0.
Baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Subaru. We believe in making the world a better place. That's why we donate to causes we care about.
By El Pollo Loco. Try the new overstuffed quesadillas today. And by Longo Toyota. #1 for 49 straight years. There must be a reason. Why go anywhere else? 3-0 New York. All 3 runs to the top of the first inning. As we start the 5th, it'll be 9-1-2 against Ricky Nolasco. Torreyes, the third baseman, followed by Brett Gardner, and then Jacoby Ellsbury. Torreyes reached on the error by Simmons in the second. One ball, one strike. Nolasco 4 strikeouts, no walks.
That's a pretty good curveball. Got a lot of the strike zone. Late break to it. Didn't get the call though.
Andy Fletcher calling the balls and strikes tonight. Fell back.
.60 pitches thrown, 41 of them strikes tonight for Ricky Nolasco. Very consistent in the strike zone. Really, that one mistake he made to Sanchez, he's lost a little bit of focus in that first inning after getting 2 quick ground ball outs.
Count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Torreyes, the 23-year-old native of Venezuela. 8 games last year with the Dodgers. This is 44th with the Yankees this year. 1-2. Lifts this one out towards shallow right center. Calhoun calling for it. 1 down.
Left fielder, number 11, Brett Gardner.
Top of the order now, Brett Gardner coming up. Gardner 0 for 2. Bouncer back to the mound at a fielder's choice. Tried the bunt. He waited the last second to pull that bat back. Had a breaking ball.
And again, a lot of the strike zone too with that pitch. Take a look at our Fox tracks right here. He might have brought that bat back, but that's all over the strike zone.
Yep. That's that one play where you see the catcher kind of moving forward. That body weight starts shifting forward to go out and field the bunt. Sometimes blocks the unplayed umpire. Bouncer foul. 1-2. Talk about getting in someone's kitchen there. Fastball in. Down goes Gardner. 2 down. Slow breaking ball working for Nolasco. Get your red on tomorrow during Family Sunday, presented by Yakult Probiotic Drink, as the Angels take on the Yankees at 12:35. Visit the Gate 5 courtyard for fun activities, and after the game, kids in attendance get to run the bases. Angels.com/promotions to purchase tickets to the last Family Sunday of the season.
Wow.
Now just read them, man.
kind of bummed.
Gonna run the bases with the kids before you jump on the team bus.
Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
Ellsbury.
A short flight out to Toronto.
Yeah. Ellsbury 0 for 2, a ground down, a fly ball to left.
Boy, Alaska really has a good feel for his curveball and slider tonight. That first inning, since that point, where he had 2 quick outs, gave up 3 runs on 4 hits, has settled down and has thrown the ball well, located his pitches well.
There's another one, and this one's grounded to Petit, down on a knee. Velasco with a 1-2-3 inning. He's now retired 10 straight. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Halos down 3-0. Nothing with the Yankees scoring 3 in the top of the 1st, and the Angels managing just a total of a couple singles since then. Hey folks, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. Crone lines one, and a diving play by Didi Gregorius on a soft little liner. Robs Crone of a single. It's the first out here to start the bottom of the 5th.
Talking about him in the beginning part of the game as far as on the defensive side, his range he has. You can see exactly where he's playing. Track that one down, full extension on the dive. Like off the bat, could be able to flare in there and end up being a leadoff single. Instead, Gregorius makes an outstanding play on the dive. Now, the Yankees are certainly a team that will put the shift on quite a bit. Coming into the game, 1,040 as far as defensive shifts, 6th most in the majors. Another shift on right now with Bandy at the plate.
A delay with the beach ball on the warning track. Bandy struck out to lead off the 3rd. He's 0 for 1. 4 punch outs tonight for Sessa. And while his first 8 games in the major leagues this year have all been in relief, odd splits that right-handers have hit 289 against lefties 176. Seems like he's got it going on tonight, though.
Especially when you consider how he could change speed so well.
Yep. 2 balls, 1 strike. Notice the patch, the left chest of Jeff Bandy's uniform. It's in honor of Dean Chance, who passed away. Honored last year as the Angel Hall of Famer. Angels wearing those patches tonight. In honor of Garrett Anderson, being inducted into Angels Hall of Fame tonight.
One of my all-time favorites, Dean Chance. Still have his baseball card in my bag here, signed by Dean Chance.
Yeah, sat in the booth with us and everything. Bandy pops it up. Tyler Austin, the first baseman, against the ground. 2 down.
Left fielder, number 3, Nick Fox.
Yell at 2 base runners for the Angels tonight. Petit, 2-out single. Calhoun followed that with an infield base hit, and that's it. Back toward the middle, and Gregorius playing near the bags. Got it. Halos down in order. 5 complete. 3-0 New York.
Pittsburgh and Velasco has really settled in. We talked and showed earlier back in the first inning the mislocation of the breaking ball as the target set by Jeff Bandy down and away ends up being the middle part of the plate, and Sanchez went down and got it and hit it out to left field. So the next time up for Sanchez in the 3rd inning, the target set on that outside part of the plate. This time the target hit by Velasco to get Sanchez's swing and miss. Made the adjustment, perfect pitch. Swing and miss, and has been solid. Retired 10 in a row.
Top of the 6th inning, the Yankees setting up Sanchez, Gregorius, and Castro. That's a pitch you want to be careful with. A little bit lower on Sanchez. Homered in the 1st. Struck out in the 3rd. One.
You can see by that leg kick that Sanchez had, it's all about his timing. If you could throw, and that's the right pitch that he threw to Sanchez, Ricky Velasco, that first at bat, but he missed location. Because he had that timing, he had the foot down, and his hips were opening up, and he's trying to keep the bat back long enough to make contact. He did so the first at bat in the 1st inning, but then his 2nd at bat in the 3rd could not do so, and it was swing and miss.
Ground ball, and that's into the shift. That's Petit. Low throw, dug out by Krog. 1 out. They're making CJ work tonight over at first base. Welcome back.
All over the place, working hard. Again, it's that timing mechanism. Sanchez getting that leg, high leg kick, getting that foot down, be able to clear the path in those hips. So he hit the bottom of the baseball, hit a ground ball to short, but he has great power. When he times that swing on the pitch thrown in there, whether it's off speed or a fastball, and the timing is there, he's got a chance going out a long way. Already 6 home runs in his young career at the major league level for Sanchez.
Big swing by Didi. One for 2. Single with a run scored in the first, struck out in the third. Sliced out of play. Didi, 26-year-old. 0-2. Almost got him to chase that one.
Not a bad idea, especially since he's been tracking the pitches, especially off-speed pitches, lower part of the strike zone. Something different to look at. Start that breaking ball around letter height and bringing that down to around the knees to get a swing and miss.
Gregorius now the second season with New York. 265 in his inaugural year last year. Shoots this one down the line. This one slicing, and it's foul.
Throwing 3 straight fastballs.
Gregorius back at the plate. 1-2 count. Originally a Cincinnati Red. Part of a 3-team deal between the Reds, Diamondbacks, and the Cleveland Indians. Going to Arizona. The Diamondbacks shipping him to New York prior to last year. Down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That 3-team deal, that was one that included Trevor Bauer, Shin-Soo Choo, to name a few. Matt Albers. Old school trade.
A number of players and a number of teams involved in it.
Breaking ball out toward right center field. Travels playing shallow, tracking it down and almost overruns it. 2 down. Nice play by Mike.
Yeah, that was a high curveball. Gregorius was on top of that one after a number of pitches upstairs. 3 fastballs in a row, upper part of the strike zone, then the curveball, upper part of the strike zone. Gregorius on it, and Trout able to run it down. Get a quick first step, and then had to slow down to make the play. So kind of reach back on that one. He got there so quick as that baseball started working its way back. As a left-handed batter hitting that baseball.
Castro fouls it off for strike 1. Starlin 1 for 2 with a double and a ground out. 12 straight retired by Nolasco. Last man to reach was Gardner with 1 out in the second inning. Getting into a fielder's choice. 0-2.
.82 pitches, 23 of them back in the first inning after that. Very economical for Ricky Nolasco. That's a pretty good velocity on his fastball today. 93 at a 94-mile-an-hour fastball earlier. Generally, his fastball is going to hover around 80 88 to 92, 93 range.
Two balls, two strikes. Almost got him to chase, did he? No, says Joe West. Awfully close.
That was real close. Good slider there from Nolasco. See if he crossed the plate. Yeah, by a lot.
I think you could have rung him up. Payoff pitch on the way. And there's a slow roller foul. 5 strikeouts, no walks for Nolasco so far. Angels at the bottom of the 6th will have 9, 1 and 2 trying to solve Luis Cessa, his first major league start, 9th major league appearance. He's kept the Angels in check to just 2 singles. Back up the middle, and that is a clean single. Nothing Petit can do. So the inning continues here. And it'll be Brian McCann coming up.
Designated hitter.
Follow Angels Baseball live with MLB.com at Bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. Download MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone or tablet. Brian McCann, a 2 RBI single in the first, a ground out to Crone in the 4th. Shift on with McCann at the plate. He'll take a strike. 0-2.
Fastball away, fastball in. McCann wonders where that pitch was. He thought it was a little bit off the inside corner.
6-0-2 counts for Nolasco tonight. Castro's on the move. This one's lined into center field, a base hit on an 0-2 pitch that was up. McCann picks up his second hit. Castro ends up at third base. So back-to-back 2-out hits, and this is what started the trouble for Nolasco in the first.
And his curveball stays upstairs. McCann does a nice job of staying back, initially out in front, but keeps the hands back and lines this one up the middle. Real big moment now for Nolasco and the Angels in this game, especially with Judge at the plate and his power and the way Cessa has thrown the baseball.
Judge 0 for 2, a fly ball to center to end the first inning of the strikeout in the 4th.
Big moment right here. Fastball count for a fastball hitter in Judge. Gotta locate this well if you throw one. Came back with a good slider there.
Yeah. That's, you're talking about the confidence and a good one that he has tonight on this slider. That's, you're feeling pretty good at 2-0.
And that's always the difference for a young hitter coming to the major league levels compared to down in the minor league levels. Most pitchers will throw a fastball. In big leagues, you can locate a break ball and a fastball count.
Another one, 2-2.
You ask any young hitter when he makes that jump up to the major league level. Still the same game, but it's the ability for the pitchers at the major league level to throw all speed in fastball counts.
This will be the 25th pitch of this 6th inning for Nolasco. McCann on the move. No throw, and it's a stolen base for Brian McCann.
His first of the year.
And now a full count. McCann hadn't had a stolen base in the big league since 2012. 3-2. This is line to right, a base hit. Right with a fastball. One run is in. McCann's being waved home. The throw to the plate is not in time. So 3 straight 2-out hits, and the Yankees extend their lead to 5-0.
Went with the fastball against a young hitter, even though it was 94, was out over the plate. And credit Judge for staying back on this fastball. And shoots at the right center field. That's great power. Bring your hands up just above the belt and lines it in the right field. Cole did a nice job of getting in a pretty good throwing position, a quick throw, and a pretty close play at the plate. See if the tag was applied. Foot's on the plate. Got in there.
Charles Nagy to pay a visit. Jose Alvarez, first man up for the Angels. So the Yankees tonight have picked up 7 hits, and they've all come with 2 outs. 4 happened in the first inning, 3 so far here in the 6th. And this is an issue that the Angels have had of late. As a matter of fact, since August the 4th, the last 15 games, they've allowed a .332 batting average with 2 outs. That is the highest in the majors. And prior to tonight, well, that averages prior to tonight, 39 2-out runs, the second most. Add 5 to that total. 2 outs, Judge at first base. Here's Tyler Austin, the first baseman, who's 0 for 2. Strikeout and a ground out. Again, he was ahead of the count on Castro at 0-2. Went to 3-2.
Could have got called out on that check swing also. Again, still have to make quality pitches to get through the inning. No damage. Went with a fastball there to Judge. See how strong he is, how he stayed back on a fastball and shot in the right field for a 2 RBI single.
Long hold for Nolasco. 1-1. Breaking ball and misses. 2 balls and a strike. Entered this inning retiring 10 straight. Retired the first 2, but able to get that 3rd out. 5-0 New York here in the 6th. Two 1. 3-1. Looks like Rick has just kind of run out of gas now.
He's trying to force his pitch now to the part of the plate where there's no damage going to be done. 30 pitches in this inning, 100 now in the game, 23 back in the first. Again, all those pitches between the first and the sixth, majority have come after 2 outs, no one on.
Full count.
Got this call on this one. This is off the outside corner, 98. I mean, the 88-mile-an-hour fastball, I should say, as Bandit tried to bring that one back in. Got the benefit of that call.
Breaking ball, cue to the right side. Nolasco is going to glove it and take it himself. Inning comes to an end as the Yankees add 2. They lead at 5-0 as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
Of baseball, battle the wild card teams. Miami beats Pittsburgh 3-1. Toronto over Cleveland 6-5. Seattle, King Felix dealing up in Seattle 4-0 over Milwaukee. Now a chance to take a look at a game break from Kansas City as they continue to play very good baseball. Alex Gordon has been hot himself of late. A mammoth home run in Kansas City as they're trying to get back in the race now with Cleveland losing. Kansas City only 8 games back. Won 7 in a row. Now 3 games over 500. Gregorio Petit leads off. Luis Sessa, who has been very, very good and very impressive in his first start at the major league level, as the Yankees lead this one 5-0.
9-1-2 for the Angels. Petit, Calhoun, and Trout. Gregorio, the first base runner for the Angels, came with 2 outs in the 3rd. Foul back. Count remains at 0 balls, 2 strikes.
So that's pretty solid as far as his pitch count. 70 thrown, 46 of them strikes. Well, he's old school as far as that drop and drive towards the plate. Use that leverage, lower part of his body to drive the home plate. Filled with good velocity on his fastball. 71st pitch, 95 miles an hour.
Breaking ball hit to short. 1 down.
a Hyundai key for this game for the Angels, especially the hitters, to be successful against Sessa. Call to the heart, bring that fastball and breakable to the heart of the plate. Well, so far in this game, Sessa has not done so. Hitting the corners with all his pitches consistently. Cole got a base hit, an infield hit. His last at bat 1 for 2 in this game. Looking for some offense. So far this year, the Yankees have outscored the Angels 41-14. 0-5 so far, behind in this game 5-0.
Cole 1 for 2, pardon me. Infield base hit his last time up. 8 ground ball outs for Sessa.
Remember, for a long time, Mike Scioscia's Angels have had a lot of success against the Yankees, but over the last 22 games, the Angels is 5-17.
Two balls and a strike. Three 3-1 count. Haven't seen too many of those tonight.
Been completely under control throughout.
There's a walk. First free pass issued by the right-hander.
Center fielder, number 27,
Well, the offense could use a spark, and here's certainly the batter right here in Mike Trout that can provide that. Maybe even early in the count here.
Break him on the dirt. Cole thought about going, is off at first base, and he's out at first. Two down.
Sanchez did a nice job quickly of getting to that baseball, and a quick throw to first. As Cole, you see going that secondary lead, thought he might be able to advance to second. And a quick tag at first base by Austin. Thought about going and had to stop and try to get back as quick as possible. Sanchez, a good throwing arm, perfect throw. Tried to do a swim move to avoid the tag, but Austin kept the tag on him.
Trout gets drilled with a fastball at 94.
And that's way off the plate in. Right in that shoulder area. Too far from that guard he has on his tricep. No way you get out of the way. All you do is turn, and that's exactly what he did. Clearly, Sessa not trying to do so, but that still doesn't make you feel any better as a batter, especially a fastball up and in like that.
Albert 0 for 2. A ground out and a fly ball to right. .582 career home runs, currently 11th. Next one will tie McGuire. He's 4 away from tying Frank Robinson, the 9th all-time.
7 career home runs against the Yankees. Coming in this game, a .311 batting average career-wise versus the Yankees for Albert.
career active leader now. As Tyler Clippard gets ready. With Alex Rodriguez no longer playing. 1-2. Next active player would be David Ortiz. 19th all time with 531. One-two count with 2 outs. Trout over at first.
More likely the last inning for Sessa. And a lot deeper in the game probably than Joe Girardi would even hope for. He's throwing the ball that well.
Albert goes down swinging, and the Angels are done here in the 6th. We'll head to the 7th. Yankees up 5-0.
Oh, what a special night it was for Garrett Anderson, GA, getting inducted into the Angels Hall of Fame with his wife, his kids, former teammates all on hand. First pitch ceremony to throw out. He had some late movement on that pitch, by the way.
Did he?
Late movement.
I was in the elevators. I didn't see it.
Became the 14th individual inducted into the Angels Hall of Fame. Holds the Angels record for a number of offensive categories, including games, runs, hits, RBI, and doubles. And that big 3-run double in Game 7. The 2002 World Champion Angels cleared the bases.
Ricky Nolasco back out of the bump. And Ronald Torreyes pulls the first one foul. Torreyes 0 for 2. Reached down the error in the 2nd inning and put a fly ball to right in the 5th. Breaking ball, got him to reach for it. Count remains at 0-2. 5 runs, 7 hits, 4 left on for New York. No runs, 2 hits, an error, and 3 left on for the Angels. The Angels still have action in their bullpen. Gardner on deck, and then Ellsbury. This one's pulled foul.
With that break ball in the inner half, they played a mistake for Nolasco. Had a pretty good feel for his curveball and slider for the most part in this game. Heard a couple times on elevated breaking balls. No walks, 5 punch-outs. To the 7th inning here now for Nolasco.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Most pitches thrown by Nolasco this year, 110. He's going to start on July 4th against Oakland. Trying to get the leadoff man here to start the 7th. Full count. Torres shoots one out to center. Trout backing up on it. 1 down. I would imagine that's his last batter with a couple of lefties coming up. Mike Scioscia pops out of the dugout. And we will have a pitching change. We are in the 7th. Halos down by the score of 1-0. Pitch a 6 1/3 inning, 7 hits, 5 runs, all earned. 5 strikeouts and no walks as he gives way to Jose Alvarez. Or in and out, who's in, who's out. This will be the 51st game that Alvarez has pitched in this year. 1-2 and a 3.80 ERA. Last pitch on Thursday against Seattle. Gave up a hit on a total of 3 pitches. He saw 1 batter. He's got Gardner and Ellsbury with the bases clear coming up. A couple of lefty batters. Get the Angels back into the dugout, down 5-0. New York with 3 in the first, 2 in the 6th. 7 hits, all have come with 2 outs tonight. Gardner looks at strike. 0 for 3 tonight. Back toward the middle. Simmons to his left. 2 down.
Joe Girardi's Yankees tonight, 5-run score, but with those hits with 2 outs, 7 of 13. So all their hits in this game have been with 2 outs, some quick outs too, and there's 2 innings in which they scored back in the 1st and the 6th inning. 2 quick outs, and then all of a sudden a 2-out rally for the Yankees. 3 in that first, 2 in the 6th.
Ellsbury will look at a strike. Ellsbury tonight 0 for 3, 2 ground outs and a fly ball to left.
Solid breaking ball there from Alvarez against Ellsbury. A guy that will wait to swing quite a bit. Number of catcher's interferences this year for Ellsbury, including one we saw back in Yankee Stadium.
Behind in the count at 1-2. Evens up the count of 2 balls, 2 strikes. Seems like he's been with the Yankees much longer than 3 seasons, this being his 3rd. Now 32 years of age. Red Sox first round pick back in 05. Signed through 2020. 7-year deal. 2-2 out towards center. Trout's there. Alvarez comes in and retires the 2 batters that he needs to take care of. We will head to the bottom of the 7th. Halos down 5-0.
There's still some left in that tank for Luis Sesson, making his first career start at the major league level. 6 innings, 2 hits allowed, 84 pitches thrown. He's throwing the ball very, very well, consistently bringing that fastball 94 to 97 range. His slider and curve and even his changeup have been very good. Just 1 walk, along with 5 punch-outs in the game for the youngster.
Jeffrey Marte to lead things off, lines with the left field. It's a leadoff single for the Halos to start the 7th. There comes Joe Girardi. That may be all for Sesson. Just at 84 pitches. And the kid making his first major league start. will be taken out here. A terrific outing for him. The veteran Tyler Clippard's coming on a relief of pitching change. Halos down 5-0. Major League game, 85 pitches tonight, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 1 walk, and he'll depart with a man on base. As we take a look at our in-game box score, the Angels just a total of 3 hits tonight, and all 3 singles. Petit and Calhoun back-to-back, and that was in the 3rd inning with 2 outs. And then Marte, the first hit for the Angels since that point. He is on board as Tyler Clippard takes over on the mound for the New York Yankees. The veteran pitching in his 10th game with New York. He's 1-0 at a 1.13 ERA, 8 innings, 6 hits, 9 strikeouts, and 2 walks. A lot of off-speed stuff for Clippard.
Yeah, he has one of the better changeups from a right-handed pitcher in the game coming out of the bullpen. His fastball is going to be about 88 to 92 range. He'll throw a cut fastball, curveball, but a lot of changeup and split-finger fastball. Simmons up here now in the 7th inning. He's got a solid batting average from the 7th inning on coming in the game. .342 batting average for Simmons from this point forward in the game.
Angels is tonight 0 for 2. Bouncer back to the mound and a ground ball to 3rd. Cuts through the first one. Clippard originally a Yankee, 9th round pick back in 2003. Came over to trade with the Diamondbacks this year. Bulk of his big league time with the Washington Nationals. The one upstairs. Clippard last year spending time with Oakland, 37 games. Moved to the Mets, finished off there with 32 games. Now finishing off with the Yankees this season. One. Here's that off-speed pitch. 1-2.
He's always really had a very solid changeup. It's good arm motion, whether you think the way he's throwing the baseball, it's a fastball.
Breaking ball that's popped up. It's lost to the first baseman, putting it away for the first out.
First baseman, number 24, C.J. Cron.
So C.J. Cron will bat with 1 out, 1 on. Cron's first game since July the 8th. He broke his hand, hit by a pitch. 0 for 2. Struck out looking in the second. Lined out to Gregorius, the shortstop in the 5th. Ninth career game for Clippard against the Angels. As J.C. Ramirez gets ready.
You would think this would be a pretty good matchup for C.J. Cron because he tries to get that timing back. You're more apt to be able to get the timing back against a guy that throws a lot of all-speed stuff as compared to a guy rushing up a 97, 98 mile-an-hour fastball.
And Cron launches one to left. Gardner toward the wall, and did he get it? He did! Wow, what a catch by Brett Gardner! Robbing C.J. Cron of a home run, and it's the second out here in the 7th. What a play by the Yankee left fielder.
That's one of the better plays I've seen in this ballpark with that short wall. We saw Cole Calhoun earlier in this homestand make a play like that, but Gardner, did he get up and get to this baseball? It's our top tier play of the game, brought to you by Arco. Back to the wall, times the leap perfectly and brings it back. What a play. Eyes never move, leaps up against that wall, and again, there's not a lot of forgiving in that wall. Able to hold on to it. It prevents C.J. Cron from picking up that home run. How high he got up there and made that play in front of some fans in that outfield corner.
Very
what a play.
J.B. Shuck-like.
Yes.
Cron was looking for his 12th home run, and he gets robbed as Bandy pops it up. Castro, the second baseman, will make the catch, and the Angels are done here in the 7th, but highlighted by a terrific catch by Brett Gardner.
You talk about timing perfectly. Leaps up and holds on to it. It's Clippard. Amazed at that play by Gardner in left field. Five to nothing reason why. Brett Gardner, what a play he made in that left field corner. Would be a 2-run home run by C.J. Cron. Times the lead perfectly and still able to bring himself back in the field to play. What an outstanding play. But the timing and the leap, the head was not moving at all for Brett Gardner. What an outstanding play. Well, we've seen a couple great ones here in this homestand. One by Brett Gardner, the other by Cole Calhoun down in the corner.
Yep. That
short wall. And I was even talking to Cole today about that wall down there. He says, boy, my leg was killing me, and his ribs. I'm sure Brett Gardner will feel that effect come tomorrow, slamming into that short wall.
J.C. Ramirez on in relief. Sanchez, Gregorius, and Castro for New York here in the 8th inning. Ramirez, the second reliever used by Mike Scioscia. Throw the ball well. As a member of the Angels, although here of late has been a little bit more erratic. He's given up more runs. 2 innings his last outing on Wednesday against Seattle. Alvarez went 2/3 of an inning, all zeros.
Boy, on a night where Garrett Anderson's put into the Angel Hall of Fame, great left fielder he was. We always talk about his bat, but that's an outstanding play in his spot out there in that corner in left field by Brett Gardner.
That's on the corner to called strike 3, 1 away.
98-mile-an-hour moving fastball. J.C. Ramirez been a little bit off the outside corner, but that movement, late movement, still got the call. Nice job by Jeff Bandy, just keeping that glove there, give the appearance that that baseball is on the corner.
One out, nobody on for Gregorius, the shortstop. 1 for 3, single and a run scored in the first. No balls, 2 strikes. Yeah, Gardner doesn't make that catch, makes it a little interesting, gives the Angels a little life. They haven't scored the first 2 games of this series. Shut out last night, I should say, 7-0. Shut out tonight, 5-0. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cecil, by the way, ended up going 6 innings, 3 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Shift on. 1-2 goes down swinging, just blew that fastball right by him.
He had the pitch before, a breaking ball. That one at 97 running away, gets the second punch out of the inning.
Stick around tonight after the game for Angels Live postgame presented by your Southern California Mazda dealers. 2 outs, nobody on. Starlin Castro, the second baseman, cuts through the 97-mile-per-hour fastball. Good breaking ball. JC a little bit more aggressive tonight.
Yeah, occasionally he'll throw a split finger fastball. With the movement though he has on his fastball, it'll sink and cut. 96, 98 range.
Count remains at 0 balls, 2 strikes.
Jose not able to make that play. That was a rocket in there. Not by him though. He always has his glove, Jose Mota.
Lifted foul and out of play. Still at 0 balls, 2 strikes. Just got a piece of it. The Bears trying to strike out the side, hit the bottom of the 8th. It's 5-0 New York. They scored 3 in the first and 2 in the 6th, all against Ricky Nolasco. Ended up going 6 1/3, 7 hits, one of which was the home run. 5 strikeouts and no walks for Ricky. His 4th start as an Angel.
Ramirez has thrown 15 pitches in this inning to this point, 14 of them strikes.
Castro part of that 3-run first double with a run scored. 2 hits tonight. I think he stumbled getting out of the box.
Especially that 97 running up and in. Was looking away after a couple breaking balls.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
And that's the right decision for Jet Bandy. He wanted to go right back in with the fastball because you know Castro is looking away. But Ramirez missed location on that one.
Ground ball to short. Simmons charges it. And we will head to the bottom of the 8th inning with the Angels down 5-0.
Brought to you by Honda. Chad Green on the mound for the New York Yankees. Made his debut back on May 16th. Power fastball himself. Jhoulys Chachin on the mound tomorrow for the Halos. 3-8, 5.92 overall this year for Chachin for the Angels.
Tommy Lane, the left-hander, takes over on the mound here to start the 8th inning. .41 game, 0-1 mark at a 3.82 ERA. Takes over for Clippard. Ended up going 1 inning and all zeros. Bust looks at a strike.
Lane not overpowering with his fastballs, around 87-91 range. Slider, cut fastball, curveball, changeup.
Back toward the mound. Lane's got it. 1 down.
Second baseman, number 8, Greg.
He with a base hit tonight, 1 for 2 so far in this game. Grounded short his last at bat.
Got the Angels' first hit back into third, and he'll go around this one to short. 2 down. Back to the top of the order now with Cole Calhoun coming up. Halos have action in their bullpen as looks like Jose Valdez will pitch tonight. Cole tonight 1 for 2. Single and a walk. Caught the inside corner, 1-2. The Yankees have come in here and just thrown a lot of strikes. Velasco did, just had the old 2-out problem tonight. Cole chops it off the plate. Tough play for Lane off the mound, and that is foul. Cole saying that Lane touched it with the glove. It looks like Andy Fletcher saying maybe he touched it, but it was in foul territory.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying. See right here, well, he's in foul territory, but he's reaching back though. Is that baseball? It looked like he probably would be a judgment call anyhow, be a tough one. You see him in foul territory, but he is reaching back. See right here, foul territory, reaching back, the foul ball.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Still a lot of room, especially on a 1-2 count. Lane throwing a lot of pitches away. Plenty of room for Cole to hit that one right down that third baseline.
That'll even up the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Full count, Trout on deck. Lane retired Bus and Petit. Got ahead of Calhoun, now full count. Breaking ball, and it's inside for ball 4. So the Angels have a man on board. Second walk picked up by Cole.
Center field, number 27.
Jordy wants to make sure bullpen's ready to roll. Trout coming to the plate.
5-0 lead here in the 8th with 2 outs. Here's Trout. Strikeout, a ground down, a hit by pitch. He's 0 for 2. Inside, that's off the glove of Sanchez. Calhoun will advance to second.
Overthrown fastball from Lane. See Sanchez setting up inside. It's almost as if he was looking for a breaker ball. Could have easily been a pass ball.
It's a wild pitch, advancing Calhoun to second. Just the second time tonight the Angels have had man reach second. Yellow's back in the third. 2 balls, no strikes.
And you got to believe that Joe Girardi would go to the bullpen if Trout was able to get on base here.
Lane pitching the 7th game with New York. Outside. 3-1. 34 relief appearances with the Red Sox this year. Full count.
So used to with this Yankee bullpen to start the season. You had Andrew Miller, you had Chapman, along with Betances. In 7th, 8th, and 9th inning, dealing with upper 90s with nasty sliders.
3-2. And Trout is a swing and a miss. Sanchez drops it. He'll apply the tag. Inning comes to an end. We will head to the 9th with the Angels trailing at 5-0. Jason Whitlock, do the brains to know and the guts to say. Catch Colin and Jason on FS1's new daily sports talk show. Speak for yourself, weekdays at 3 p.m. Pacific. Top of the 9th, Palos down 5-0. Jose Valdez on in relief. 8th game as a member of the Angels. 0-1 mark has gone 6 1/3 innings. He's given up 4 earned runs. He's going to face McCann, Judge, and Austin. That's 6, 7, and 8 for New York.
Ramirez with a very solid 1 innings pitch, 2 punch outs. Valdez, power fastball himself, not quite 98. But we'll rush up there mid 90s, 93, 96 range. Slider, split finger fastball.
Brian McCann 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. 2 runs batted in. Lets this one foul. Ground ball to Crone. That's a fair ball. 1 away.
C.J. Crone has been busy at first base, whether it's fielding ground balls or taking some throws across the diamond tonight. First game back. He's getting hurt in Baltimore.
Robbed of a home run. Great play by Brett Gardner in left.
Well, you've seen 2 really good plays in each corner. One by Brett Gardner, you just mentioned, but Cole Calhoun, an outstanding play himself in the Seattle series.
Aaron Judge, the right fielder, 1 for 3. A 2 RBI single in the 6th inning. With 6 RBIs, this being his 7th big league game. Dylan Betances getting ready. He'll pitch the 9th. Two balls, 1 strike. Halos will have Pujols, Marte, and Simmons due up. Two. Halos have not been blanked in back-to-back games since July 28th and 29th of 2012. That was both against the Rays. And that, one of those games, yeah, the 3-game set was the night the Angels inducted the 2002 team into the Angel Hall of Fame. A game in which the Angels had an early 8-0 lead against the Rays. C.J. Wilson on the mound. The Angels will eventually lose. Three-two. Just missed inside. It's ball 4.
Yeah, they missed by a whole lot. Just a little bit off the inside corner, though.
First baseman, number 26, Tyler Austin.
First walk by an Angels pitcher tonight. Velasco 6 1/3, gave up all 5 runs. Alvarez 2/3 of an inning. And Ramirez a scoreless 8th. Here's Tyler Austin, the first baseman, 0 for 3. Takes low.
Quick conversation with Jeff Bandy and Jose Valdez, and back on track.
Fifth big league game for Austin this year. 13th round pick in 2010. Combined hit 17 home runs and driving 78 between Double-A and Triple-A this year.
Yeah, C.J. Cron's a pretty big guy himself, but we stand next to Judge. Wow.
This one's skied on the right side of the infield. Cron busy once again, puts it away, 2 down.
I just look at the comparison. Doesn't happen too often for C.J. Cron. He is a big man himself. Aaron Judge, though.
Not quite the Mark Trumbo, Jose Altuve that we used to see all so often.
No.
But Cron does look small. Here's Torreyes, the third baseman. Torreyes tonight 0 for 3. Good fastball in for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Alfredo Griffin still showing those quick hands he had as a player, now as a coach.
Just got a piece of it.
Go back to the start of the game when Garrett Anderson got put into the Angels Hall of Fame. There's that GA out in left field. A lot of fun when Garrett came into the booth. It's a great gesture by the Angels right there, GA. How often and how long he manned that position out in left field so well also.
Fastball ripped out to left field. Nick Buss racing back. He's not going to get there. It'll ricochet right off the wall. Judge will end up at third. It's a double for Torreyes. And another 2-out hit.
That was a rocket off that left field wall. He played very well. My boss fastball 95 down and in, and Torreyes was able to turn on that one. Buss did a nice job of getting that in quickly off that wall. Prevent a run from scoring.
Third double for Torreyes. This being his 44th game. Runners at second and third. Here's Brett Gardner, the leadoff man. Hitless tonight, 0 for 4. Takes down and in. Eight hits tonight for New York. And all 8 coming with 2 outs. 1-1. Good off-speed pitch. Cron will pick this one up, head to first, and we will head to the bottom of the 9th with the Halos trailing at 5-0. Being skunked back-to-back nights for the first time since 2012, trailing 5-0. It'll be Albert Pujols, Jeffrey Marte, and Andrelton Simmons scheduled to face the new Yankee reliever Dellin Betances on in relief. Talk about Aaron Judge being a tall guy. Here's another tall drink of water. Betances pitching in his 58th game, 2-4 mark, and a 2.20 ERA with 5 saves.
Yeah, Betances fastball, power fastball, 95-99 range, but a slider which he throws about 57% of the time he will throw his slider.
18 walks, 102 strikeouts, and 57 plus innings. Pretty good ratio. Albert tonight 0 for 3 with a strikeout. He drives one out to deep left field. This one is long gone. Big fly number 583 for Albert Pujols. Move over, Mark McGwire. You've got company in the top 10.
Boy, Albert doesn't do it often, aggressive in a count, but he made that one count a long way. 23rd home run, 96 RBI for Albert Pujols, now tied for 10th on the all-time home run list with his good friend and former teammate Mark McGwire. Next up, Frank Robinson is 3 ahead of Albert Pujols. That baseball went a long way.
I would say that ball was covered.
Fastball, letter high, and crushed by Albert. That is some spectacular sound off the bat. And some distance. Wow, that's way out.
Gardner with the courtesy jog toward the fence. No spectacular catch on that one.
No, you appreciate that, though, from your outfielder. Just give a courtesy step or two.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Now, Ricky Henderson would have just stayed right there and just look forward.
Jim Rice?
Yes, Jim Rice.
At Fenway?
Yes.
You're not going to say anything to Jim anyway.
No, no.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Marte. At the very least, the Angels avoid the shutout. First one they've scored in this series. 2-2. Full count.
All of a sudden, a lot of sliders from Betances. We talked about how many he throws, but that first pitch fastball to Albert went a long, long way.
Betances is the 375th different pitcher Albert is homered off of. Marte will go down looking, 1 out.
Well, and Albert's been really doing a great job as far as using that leverage lower part of his body. Got behind that baseball, the barrel of the bat, perfect swing path. Now into the top 10 all time on the home run list.
One ball, 1 strike. Simmons 0 for 3. Couple of ground outs to the pop-up. Breaking ball, and this one's out to shallow center. Here comes Ellsbury. 2 down.
First baseman, number 24, C.J. Around.
So 2 outs, nobody on for Crone, who was robbed of a home run in his last plate appearance. That was the 7th ball that Gardner went over the wall and got. Green against Chacin tomorrow night, or tomorrow afternoon, 12:35. Wrapping up this 3-game set. Two balls, no strikes.
Boy, a lot of breaking balls from Betances.
He's got good fuzz on his fastball, too.
Talking an average fastball at 97.1 miles per hour. The average fastball for him.
Crone fouls it off, 2-1. Two-on pitch off the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike. Jeff Bandy on deck. That fastball at 99. How about that triumvirate? Betances, Miller, Chapman. 2 of which are lefties. Were lefties. This one lined to left field. Gardner is there, and the Angels drop game 2 by the final of 5-1.
Boy, a solid defensive play early in the game for Gardner. Aaron Judge, a big 2 RBI single, all the hits for the Yankees throughout this game.